Editor's note: we near the end to the series. One more episode after this. I'm happy that people have enjoyed my videos. I have thought of the next story to tell, and I will later be revamping these characters in a crossover possibly. Anyways, it's been fun, let's begin. Recap. Carla Isami has been readying herself for this very moment. The battle. Whoever won would decide the fate of heaven and the underworld. The end of the beginning has begun. Let's begin part 2 of the finale. Wrath darted up, now flying at Greed. He summoned his yellow energy, this time having a slight pink aura surrounding him as he summoned his axe. Launching it at Wrath, Hs dodged as Greed then slammed its axe into Sloth's stomach as he flew back. Sloth had then been flung. Seemingly his body deflated after being hit. Sloth then inflated again, standing up and sending a blue orb at Greed. He had then dashed out the way as Wrath now slammed his hands into Greed. Cracks formed on the armor. Meanwhile, Envy had taken off his helmet. As it went full blast, its upper top blew off, shrapnel flying at Carla. She lifted her sword to block as a red aura then surrounded it. It flew Arhi hands as the shrapnel hit her hands, cutting them. She winced as she began pulling out shrapnel. As Envy then launched at her, his sword blazing, she stopped pulling out the shrapnel and ducked. She then back up and continued removing the last shrapnel. She then bashed her gauntlets together. Marks appeared on the gauntlets as she then ran up for a punch. Envy sent a counter punch as a bright light appeared where Carla and Envy punched. Envy was overtaken as he was flung back before standing up again and ignite his flames to be even hotter. Your time has come, Isami. He now flew at her again as she tried slicing her chest as she jumped up and drop-kicked her. Carla's feet burned, yet Envy was kicked down. He then jumped back, trying to calculate a way to defeat her. Yet he didn't know he had ruined his chances when he destroyed his armor. And he knew it. Meanwhile, Wrath had held Carla's sword in his hand, now trying to pry apart the aura that engulfed Greed. He blocked with his axe, as the blade then got stuck in between the axe, as Wrath now shot red bullets from its dragon hands. As he spun Huss' axe, blocking the bullets, the blade was then pulled out from the axe as it telepathically was being launched towards Greed again. Sloth now sent a blue orb at Greed again. He had then turned his giant armor into a more compact armor. Pink wings bursted from his back. He now flew in, turning the axe into a sword, slashing the side of Wrath. He yelled, before hitting him down. A wing ripped as he then dived down to Sloth, slashing his arm off, as this time Sloth deflated and didn't inflate again. Wrath had saw this and blasted a large red beam at Greed of anger. He dodged out the way, as Sloth's body was disintegrated. Greed then absorbed his energy, as he then created a blue barrier around him. He now jumped up to Wrath, hitting him with that barrier, as his dragon gauntlets were disabled and he lost a slight amount of energy. He then began punching it, his punches getting weaker. Meanwhile, Carla had begun to overpower Envy. He then got on his knees, as his body then became blue flames, then purple, and white. Seeing this, Carla began to run away yet. Her back was burned severely as Envy shot a beam of flames at her back. She weakly stood up, turning as she slowly began limping to him. Even now reverted back to the red flames again, he began to jump around her, thinking he won. As he then went in for a strike, Carla then blocked. As she then used one of her gauntlets to throat chop, the same white light appeared, as Envy's face was blown in half. As it just looked at her, you won't win. Against him, Envy had then extinguished, leaving his leggings and his wings. Carla had grabbed them and threw one at Greed. As he grabbed it, fusing the energy into him. Yet Wrath then sent a side kick into Greed's head, flinging then into the ground. Carla then ran up, punching Wrath away, as he then yelled before launching at her. He began bashing her head into the floor, as then Greed sent a sword into his head. He wouldn't survive that attack as his power was drained. He helped her up as he opened a portal. There sat a man on a throne of obsidian. He had a deer skull head, as his cloak covered his entire body. He now stood, ready to fight. Prepare, Isami, for the fight of your life. He enabled his armor again as she entered a stance. Editor's note: I can't believe that this story will soon end. I'm glad I have support from my subscribers. Now, see you next time.